mean, I'm always gonna be a fan of the more versatile multi-role mechs. So yeah, I do like the Centurion. I like the Thunderbolt and the Wolverine, the Dervish. Those are all really good, like, for their weight class. They're good generalist mechs. Let's see. We got Ozark, our sniper. I think we can bring her up here, but she doesn't have a shot. So I say we roll to right here. Try to take a shot at the Drillson in the back. Because, again, has no evasion. There we go. That's another vehicle off the field.
Yes, you are.
I think that's a good way to put it, Ernst. It is cheap and it is effective in numbers.
Standing by.
It's good at what it does. And now Ernst is up. Of course, we have to go in and lay on the hurt with the small lasers, and there's a very small chance that we overheat, but I don't care.
Engaging.
We're gonna run the risk. I do love that they have added the little charge up sound effect to the small lasers before they fire. It's very anime-ish. Yeah. I mean, I feel like this guy is chucking like 30 or 40 missiles at a time. He cannot sustain that with...
Commander.
Like, he's gotta be close to running out of ammo, right? Let's see, if I move here, only 50% chance to hit because of the evasion score. Good lord. Alright, well then I think we do one better, and I'm gonna roll you right up to this ridgeline and we'll take a shot at the Wraith instead, because he's only got 2 evasion, and we got better chances to hit because of the elevation.
Firing.
And you did get the hit, so we got some stability damage. Good all around. Yeah, and surprisingly, I think we've only seen like 1 or 2 dervishes this entire campaign. And they're usually pretty common, especially in the early game, but this time around, not so much. Oh, well, there we go. The 20-tonner was a Wasp. Haven't seen one of those in quite some time as well. Wait a minute. This is the perfect opportunity for a sensor sweep. Like, we put this on my mans, and if there was ever a time for us to use it, that time is now. He is in the middle of a bunch of enemies. There we go. We just wrecked the evasion on their whole team, basically. Unfortunately, we're close to the end of our turn. I'm sorry? What? Somehow the cockpit was destroyed. But, oh no, I think that's because he ejected. I was about to say, so he, like, took a shot and then, I guess, wasn't happy with the results and decided, fuck this, I'm out? I mean,
Ready for orders.
I guess that bodes well for us. Clearly the enemy is afraid. Let's see. I think we continue to move up with the Centurion because I wanna get to grips with these vehicles and start taking some of these missiles off the field. Uh-oh. Ore no la, thank you for the Prime. We appreciate it. You don't have to do that, but I'm glad that you did. I think we will do this number here. We still run the risk that these vehicles coming up the hill may get in behind us, but I'm hoping that our other mechs will be able to discourage that. But now we can see. Here's our 45 tonner. That's the hell spawn. Okay, so MRMs. That could be bad. And then we've got another grasshopper, which is a pretty uncommon mech, but this is actually the second time that I've seen a grasshopper this campaign. We've already got one part in the scrap heap. I'm not going to say that I want a grasshopper, but I wouldn't turn down a heavy mech, especially a heavy mech with jump jets. Yeah, General Quarters, this is the same campaign as YouTube. Again, it's just, we are quite a bit further ahead here on Twitch than we are on YouTube. The YouTube is kind of a delayed schedule, so I'm only releasing, I think, 3 videos a week on YouTube, for the BattleTech. But yeah, it's the same campaign. And let me see... I'm sorry? Hold on. What? Something's going on here. There we go. I wasn't able to click on anything. I wasn't sure what was going on. This is about the only target that we can shoot at currently, so I think we take the shot.
Affirmative.
So it's an APC though, so it's probably going to be pretty tanky. APCs are usually good for tanking damage for quite a few turns. Yeah, and I've got to get in the habit of using precision strike more. You're always reminding me to do that, Bamboozle, because I always forget. Like, I still have some bad habits from other versions of the game. And I forget that Precision Strike is a lot cheaper and easier to use in BTA than it is in Rogue Tech or Vanilla Battletech.
On the move.
Alright, what do we got? We got a LRM Hitzer. Okay, so that's our mans. That's where all them missiles are coming from in that direction. Mystery solved. We've got better accuracy with the base. I think we take the base shot for now, and then we'll switch back over to the MRMs after. Is that a Dreadnought? Or, I'm sorry, is it the Dreadnought or the Juggernaut from Star Wars that has the 10 wheels and it's like that giant vehicle? I forget, it's a something knot. It's a Juggernaut or a Dreadnought, I forget. But that's what that model looks like. To me, anyway. And I know that they had it in, what, Empire at War? That they had it in? Or was that a mod that I'm thinking of that added it?
Yes, Commander.
Oh, no, you're right. The Dreadnought was like the old Republic-era cruiser. And then, what, they had... like a whole fleet of them that were supposed to have a bunch of clones on board, but that was back during the Legends era before Disney bought up the franchise. I mean, if we can melee, I think we melee. That's what hunchbacks are for, right? So, get in there, give them the business. Damn it, we can only charge. Okay, well, we're not gonna melee then. We'll just walk and attack. Which is the second thing that hunchbacks do.
Firing all weapons.
Still didn't punch through the armor on this thing. I still remember, so... I'm gonna show my age here a little bit. I still remember the Star Wars trading card game from way, way back in the day. And I remember when... I don't remember the name of the expansion pack, but I remember that they added the Dreadnought cruisers into the game. And for whatever reason, I ended up with like 3 or 4 of those cards. Never used them in any games, but I had a bunch of them. Oh, really, Bubba? So then you probably would be the best equipped to remember that. Yeah, that was late 90s, early 2000s. It might have even been mid 90s when they first started the game. That was right around the time that card games were kind of really taking off. Because like Magic the Gathering had just come out in the mid 90s, and it kind of like it started that trend of trading card games, and then everybody was getting on the bandwagon. Including the Star Trek. Not only Star Trek, but the BattleTech card game, the Pokemon card game. There was a Dragon Ball Z card game. I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Came out a few years after that in like the early 2000s. Like that was the golden age of card games. I think our Centurion's gonna go down again.
I can't take much more of this. Let's go.
I need to get this Centurion out of the line of fire.
Commander.
Alright, Wolfbanes, let's see what you got, buddy. We still need to take out this Drillson, so let's see if we can do that. If I go here, can we actually get around on the backside? No, but we can get a side shot. I'll take it. Full alpha, give him the business. Sadly, he's in a commando. If he were in a heavier mech, this would be doing more damage. Hey, but he got the kill, and I'll take it.
Yeah, Commander.
I always thought it was sad back in those days, too, because I got really heavy into the BattleTech trading card game, but no one else that I knew, like, in the area where I grew up, no one else played it, and no one else was willing to buy the cards. So I had, like, a bunch of BattleTech trading cards, but all I could do was collect them, because I had no one to play with. And no one that I knew wanted to learn the game, even though, like, rules-wise, it was very, very similar to Magic, at least by my reckoning. And so I was like, oh, don't worry, we can use my cards and we can build a deck, but I was also a kid and I didn't have a whole lot of money. So I couldn't afford to buy a whole lot of cards, and our deck building options were limited. Uh-oh. Ah.
I have no weapon.
Damn it. Well, that's the Hetzer basically useless now. Not only is the armor punched, but we just lost the AC-20 on it. These missiles are fucking ruining my day. Let me see. Wasp is packing mostly energy weapons. And we have got to get rid of some of these launchers. It's freaking crazy. Alright, so we're gonna have indirect fire from this position. I'm trying to minimize sight lines because this is a Panther, which means if it starts taking a bunch of fire, it's gonna be toast. But I want to see, even though it's a Hetzer, I want to see if we can put some hurt on that guy downrange.
Here we go.
If we can at least hit him with a PPC and impair the sensors, that's gonna make it harder for him to hit when his 30 missile volleys. Well, thankfully, I don't have to worry about the AC-20 on the Hetzer because vehicles get repaired for free. It just means that the Hetzer is now effectively useless for the rest of this mission. But we'll get it repaired at the end without having to worry about replacing the equipment. Let's see. Erst in the Disco Inferno. What is our target? Well, I see 2 targets that we can melee. Yeah, and of course it's going to be a charge on both of them. Oh, my game did not like that one. Well, I mean, it's the Disco Inferno, so we have to try to run up on these people. If we do the sprinting, we can get potentially 6 evasion. If I do that, we are still in range with the small lasers. but only for that one vehicle. The others we won't be able to hit. Okay, so I think we focus on the stuff that's further down the hill then. And just do what we always do. Run up behind him. And give him the old cornhole. Again, we're risking overheat, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. Actually, no. Because it's a fire starter, we could cause some serious problems. We'll run the risk, but I'll minimize it. Yeah, AFP, I love the art for the BattleTech card game. And every once in a while, like, I don't know if you guys, I mean, as a necessity of being a content creator, I am on the Twitter machine. And as a result, I follow a lot of people like Big Red and like MechFrog. Like, I follow those guys, and between the two of them, I find that a lot of that old BattleTech art finds its way across my feed from time to time. And yeah, that 100-ton nostalgia, it hits pretty hard. Well, I think I'm just gonna pull back the Hetzer. Again, doesn't have a weapon anymore, so not gonna be much use. Well, not only the clan Kickstarter, but you also have, like, Eldonius Rex, who is one of the major artists that does the art for the Tex Talks BattleTech videos. Like, all of those guys that are putting out this awesome art for BattleTech after so many years. Like, I like the old school 80s, like, metal as hell BattleTech art, but I also like a lot of the new stuff that they do, too. Let's see. Whiplash, APC. Yeah, I think we just maintain the same tag. Shoot him in the butt. That's how you win, right?
Firing.
Full alpha, corn cab, right up the tailpipe. Yeah, Ralpartha and Fasa, man. That was the days. Those were the days. I mean, I remember when I was younger and I got the starter set for BattleTech with all the plastic minis, and in the back of the rulebook, they had like 5 or 6 pages for just other FASA products. And I saw the photo for the cover of... It was the Atzlan sourcebook for Shadowrun, and it was like, I don't know if you guys remember it, but it was like the giant cyberpunk city, and it had like the Aztec pyramid, and then they had the dragon that was flying over it, and like I saw that image, and I was like, I don't know what this game is, but I have to find out. And that was how I ended up down the Shadowrun rabbit hole as a kid. Yeah, that one. I mean, that was my youth too, AFB. I was a kid back then. That was all me. You might not believe it to listen to my voice, but I'm a little bit older than you would imagine. Oh man, decisions. I mean, the Hunchback. No, damn it! I wanted to melee. Why do you do this to me, game? I'm sorry, chat. That was a misclick. I was gonna kick the tank, but now we're just gonna have to shoot the tank. Damn it.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
What does it take to punch the armor on this damn thing? We've hit it like twice with an AC-20. Yeah, man. Shadowrun, especially old Shadowrun, is a trip. Yeah, that would be the way you pronounce it, but I think it's Dunkel, like Z-A-H-N or something like that. Yeah. Where he eventually became the president of the United States and was like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be killed in like so many years. And here's my will, and like just leaving all this. It was, I mean, that was peak Shadowrun. That was back when the writers had a vision and like knew what they were doing. Not to say that the game isn't still good, but it was definitely a different era back then. Let's see. We'll give him the full alpha with the SRMs. See if we can take this guy off the field. I mean, again, it's an APC, so it's tanky as hell.
Standing by.
But we will persevere. God damn it. One way or another, I'm gonna take these things down. We need to switch over to the new ammo on the RL-20 because we're out on the baseline. I think, since we haven't punched the armor on this APC, I'm gonna have to give him the full alpha on this one. Well, maybe not. Because it's a trap and the lasers are gonna make us overheat. But I'm gonna do as much damage as we can to this APC because I just, like, I want it gone.
No retreat.
There we go.
One last target.
Oh yeah, Bolo. I made that joke a few streams ago where, you know, that's every day when you guys were when you were gonna play Shadowrun with your boys or your girls, if that's what you're into. There was always the, well, I hope you brought your pickup truck load of dice. Cause that's what you were gonna be doing. You're gonna be rolling dice by the pound all night. And that was actually one of my best friends that coined that phrase, dice by the pound, and he coined that phrase specifically for Shadowrun. Alright, game. So I did see that they punched through the armor on the commando.
Give him everything you've got.
I mean, if we're gonna start talking about THACO, I mean, I don't know how many of you were around in ye olde TG days, but I still remember fondly all the jokes about Fatal back in the day. So we're gonna melee, we're gonna run in, we're gonna kick the tank, then we're gonna hit it with some missiles. Maybe, finally, there we go. Yeah, Fatal, if I remember right, if I'm remembering correctly, Fatal was a system that was designed as a joke. Like, if I remember right, the guys that created it as a joke. But it ended up finding an audience because, as it turns out, a lot of RPG players are degenerates, and I would know because I'm guilty on both counts. I never played Fatal, but I am an RPG player, and I am a degenerate. Alright, let's see. We got the Galleon. I think we attempt to find some high ground here, however minimal it might be, just to give us some additional accuracy as we continue to try to take these last couple of straggler vehicles off the field. And even though the Galleon is the tickle laser Galleon, we do occasionally get lucky shots with it. I mean, listen, I put in my bio on every website that I'm a degenerate, so god damn it, auto mod. I mean, the anal circumference thing is the thing that everyone remembers about Fatal. Alright, let's see what we get. We're dealing with the Panther. We know we've got good accuracy with it. I think we continue the trend of what we've already been doing and continue to hit this Hetzer with the LRMs. Keep hitting it with the PPC to disrupt the sensors and reduce the accuracy on those missiles.
Commander?
And Erst is ready to go again, so of course, it's time. I'm sorry? There we go. So we're gonna kick, and we're gonna kick with as much of an alpha as we can. We're gonna run the risk of overheating, but I say we do it. Let's see here. Which angle is the rear angle? This is the rear angle? Do it. Do it.
Location confirmed.
Expose the structure. Come on, baby. Get the critical. Get the critical. Close. Close. We got a critical on the engine.
I got the heat spiking here.
Yeah, AFP, if you're not familiar, I don't recommend looking it up, but Fatal was it was a game system with a degenerate sort of like over-sexualized and deviant kind of behavior sort of simulator. Again, that's what I mean when I say I'm pretty sure it was devised as a joke. But yeah, there were things like anal circumference and weird stuff like that. And it was absolutely possible to die from that. So, again, I don't recommend looking it up. It is not worth your time, and your life will be better for not having experienced it. But just know that it was a thing that existed. APC, where is the armor breached on this thing? On the rear armor and the leg. Okay, so if we roll up on this dude, we might get lucky and get a critical on the leg and take him down. Give it a shot. You love to see it. You love to see it. Whiplash. Outstanding. Hey Rex, how you doing? Did you say anything in chat before? Or, like, did I miss it? Or you were just lurking the whole time? Oh, you're saying you just woke up and joined the chat. I thought you had been in the chat the whole time. My bad. My mistake. So we're losing armor, again.
Yes, Commander.
Because of my bad tactical planning. But it is kind of my thing. So, of course, with an enemy on the ground, we have to full alpha melee with the AC-20. Are we doing it to a 20-ton scout mech? Yes. Is that the sound decision? Absolutely not. I'm doing it anyway.
Order acknowledged. Mech warriors, show 'em what you got.
Ah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Let's make it happen.
There you go. There's nothing left of that mech. That wasp has ceased to exist.
Receiving you.
And you love to fucking see it. Speaking of making things not exist, you little son of a bitch. You've been causing me a headache all mission. Guess what time it is? It's time for full alpha melee right up to tailpipe. With the SRMs and the LBX. I hope you're puckered, buddy.
Awaiting orders.
Because the time for mercy has come and gone.
Confirmed.
I am done playing games with you monkeys. Alright, hit him with the business. I don't want to overheat, but let me see. That does put us in the danger zone, but the Treb hasn't really taken any damage, so if it does overheat, I think they can take some damage. Give him the full alpha. Nah. We don't turn off weapons around here, Erst. You know that. You know that, and you should be ashamed for even suggesting it.
I'm taking damage.
We do not turn off weapons. That's not true. I do that sometimes, but rarely. Yeah, right. All you gotta do is whatever you brought for lunch that day, just put it on the dash.
They're getting an angle on me.
Oof. Oof. That one hurt. That one definitely hurt.
Internal damage.
Yeah, I know, and that's my fault for putting your back to an enemy that has a PPC. I apologize. That was my mistake. Alright, how many enemies do we actually have left on the field? We got this Hetzer over here. We got... What is this little guy tucked away over here? This is our Hellspawn. And then we got the Grasshopper here. And then what is this? This is just a vehicle. I don't remember which vehicle. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Karos. PPC up the tailpipe is right up Main Street. It's no good. You will definitely be feeling that in the morning. Well, since this commando has got a need for speed, I think the smart money is we do something like this. Try to give ourselves a little bit of elevation. Oh no, we can't. Damn it. I want to try to get up somewhere high where we can shoot down on these guys. But I also want to try to keep this... I want to try to keep him as far away from the Grasshopper and this Hellspawn as possible. Because he's already got breached armor on the rear torso, so he's very, very close to having a very bad day. Let's see. I don't think there's a whole lot that we can do this turn, so I'm going to run him up the hill. And then next turn, we should hopefully be able to move him into a better position. And then we got Carrick in the Tickle Factory Galleon. Might as well do what we can with it. So we'll get in close on this Hetzer because it's a long-range missile Hetzer, so that probably won't be able to do anything at close range. And we'll see if we can get an armor breach on this guy. We've been putting some fire on him, but Hetzers are tough. Uh-oh. I hear you, Rex. I hear you. Alright, consider me hydrated.
Copy.
Okay, so the Panther lost its leg armor. It's not the end of the world. It could be inconvenient, though. What is this Hellspawn running again? MRMs. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be in range of those if I can avoid it. Let's see. Could we potentially run in this direction? Nah, nowhere. There's really nowhere that we can go where that Hellspawn isn't gonna potentially have a shot at us next turn. So... I mean, I think if we can't do anything about it, we don't do anything about it. YOLO. Just continue to try to maneuver as best we can. Can I get an armor breach? Damn it.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, the Disco Inferno yet lives. Unfortunately, it's not really in a position to do anything this turn. But that's okay. We'll run him down here. Erst, we are gonna give you your moment in the sun. So I'm gonna run you down here, get you that 6 evasion, and the next turn, it's gonna be go time. Oh yeah, no, I have learned the hard way to fear the Hellspawn. Not in this campaign, because I think this is the first time we've run into him this go-around. But yeah, I am fully aware. I am fully aware. Holy shit! Bolo! Bolo with the tier 3 sub.
Reporting heavy damage.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. You absolutely do not have to do that, but I appreciate it. That is amazing.
Yes, Commander.
So everybody big ups for Bolo on that tier 3 sub. That is
Certainly.
that is exceptionally generous. I think that's the next emote that I need to work on. We need a salute emote. We don't have one of those. And I can't salute with a damn model, so I might as well give you guys the ability to do it with emotes. I mean, I'm not a terrible painter, Bolo. If I could, I would. My only problem is my eyes don't work quite as well as they used to, so... Like, my painting setup, I have the little, you know, the little magnifying ring light. That's what I use. It does the job.
Firing. Target damaged. Concentrate your fire.
Okay, well that was our target. Now that we've hit him with a single medium laser, he should now try to retreat, because that's what the AI always does.
Yes, Commander.
Again, somehow the Centurion has managed to avoid an armor breach. But I don't think that's going to last for much longer, because there's hardly any armor left on the damn thing. But we'll go ahead and run down here, get our 6 evasion. And then, again, as always, you know what time it is. Full alpha, give him the business. If I could melee this Hellspawn, I would, but we weren't quite close enough for that.
All weapons are go.
That's our first time hitting him, plus we got the acid, so that will help us strip the armor a little bit faster. Oh, there's nothing wrong with that, Rex. I mean, if you paint as a hobby, I think that's fine. I think there's, especially in hobbies like BattleTech or Warhammer, where there's a big emphasis on the hobby and the paint and stuff like that, like, I think too many people focus on, oh, well, you have to have this set up, and you have to have a good light, and you need these paints and these specific kinds of brushes, and like all this other stuff, and it's like, nah, man. You just need a flat surface and the will to paint shit. That's all you need. Then you can have a good time doing it.
Target locked.
Alright, we're putting some damage on the target now.
I'm here.
Hopefully not so much that they try to retreat. I think, let's see, I'm gonna move this direction, but we gotta angle the armor just so. Because this hunchback has basically had all the armor stripped off the back. So to be very careful about which direction we point it in. But we got some decent shots on the target. I think we're gonna take it. Sundance, you got a 50% chance to hit this dude with an AC-20. Tell me something good.
Engaging target.
That is not something good, Sundance. Oh my goodness. How do you get back
My
shots?
mech is coming apart around me.
How do you get back shots from that angle? Like, that's impressive. Because they actually got some hits on the rear torso with that. Maybe splash damage. I mean, what... It doesn't say what type of ammo they're using. It just says that they're using LRMs. So yeah, it's possible.
Let's get this
Oh. You know, I should have guessed, General Quarters, that you would be painting a guard army. I too am a guard, or was a guard player back when I played. I don't play anymore, but I do still build and paint. But yeah, I have a lot of plastic men that I have worked on over many years.
I'm ready for orders.
And my shame is I didn't know anything about painting back in the day when I first picked up the hobby. And like obviously the joke is thin your paints, right? Like thin your fucking paints. That's what everybody tells you whenever you start painting. I didn't know any of that. Hell, I was living in the country, so I didn't even have the internet at the time. Like, it's not that it was so long ago that the internet didn't exist. I just lived so far away from civilization that we just didn't have reliable internet access. Like, we had dial-up still, but dial-up is shit. And so I ended up going to, like, the local craft store. And it wasn't even like, you know, they have Michael's and Hobby Lobby and stuff like that, the big chain stores. We didn't even have that. We just had like a local hobby store. They didn't have acrylic paints, and I didn't even know the difference between acrylics and enamels. So I got like the Tester's enamel paints that you use for painting like planes and tanks and cars, and tried to use that to paint minis. And if you know anything about enamel paints, and Testers specifically, then you will not need me to explain further. But for those of you that don't know, it was a fucking disaster. And incidentally, I had those minis. It was the very first box of Guardsmen I ever got. And I had those minis packed away in a box for years. And I only just recently, like a year or two ago, finally found them again.
Firing.
And went through the arduous process of stripping all of that paint off of the minis. And this is like paint that's been on there for 10, 15 years at this point. It took, like, I tried every solvent I could get my hands on. I tried every little folk remedy that I could find on the internet to try and get all this paint off of there. And it was a lot of work. But I did finally get all of the enamel paint, or most of the enamel paint, off of those miniatures, and was able to repaint them in decent condition. I'm not going to say it was excellent condition, but they certainly look better than they did with 15-year-old enamel paint on them. So, again, we are continuing to try to take out these last couple of enemies. I think we're in good shape. We might still potentially lose a mech or a vehicle because we got a lot of people that have got stripped armor. So I'm having to play this very, very carefully, but I think we're in the closing phases of this mission, thankfully. And even though I don't normally go for the charge, I am sick to death of this LRM carrier, so I'm gonna charge the bastard, and it's gonna be Urs that does it. So we are going to do a bunch of damage to this dude. We are going to take some damage as well. But the Disco Inferno is in pretty good shape. My only concern is, what it's telling me is that you're going to take full stability damage on this. And that concerns me because then you could get knocked down. And that's how we lost Stu last time. But you already said witness me. So I'm gonna do it.
Got it, Commander. Targeting for physical attack.
Okay, it did not give you the knockdown, so you might be alright.
Reporting major armor loss.
for sure. Go for it, Graveline. I absolutely would never deny you. And in fact, you can take some liberties with the paint scheme if you like, because unfortunately, the paint schemes in this game are a little bit limited. Right now, I basically went with the most garish colors I could come up with, so I went with like a purple and gold, basically. Not as royalty, but just to be as goofy as possible.
Orders?
Man. Alright, there we go. Like, I'm trying to find somewhere where I can actually put rounds on this LRM carrier, and there's only like one spot where I can actually get a shot at this guy. I'm gonna take it, even though it's gonna be a bad shot. Can we up the fire rate on this? We can. So yeah, let's go with the 3 times shots on that. Oh yeah, just when we get done with the mission, Graveline, remind me. And yeah, it's basically grape purple and lemonade yellow. Like, imagine the worst combination of colors, and that's what I did. But yeah, remind me when we get back to the Argo, and I'll do a couple of 360s on some of the mechs, so you can get an idea of the paint jobs. Let's see. So we still got the Hellspawn. Why can I not melee? Is it just because of where he's standing? Like, there's nowhere to stand next to him? That's unfortunate. That's okay, though. What we can do is run over here, get a side shot on him, hit him with the business. If I can't melee, you better believe I'm gonna give him the full alpha.
Locking in all weapons.
Alright, there we go. Destroyed one of the MRMs. Yes, son of a bitch.
Standing by.
Now we got Brick in the Treb. We're gonna hit him from the other side.
Copy that.
This dude's gonna be having a bad day here. In just a second.
Roger that.
Because I still got plenty of ammo in the Treb. And this dude has been giving me a headache all mission, so he's getting exactly what he's got coming to him. Yeah, Bolo, you can absolutely mod the fire rate on machine guns. The only downside is the higher the fire rate that you put on them, the more likely they are to jam. But I find that machine guns basically jam every other time you use them anyway, so it doesn't really matter. I'm being facetious, of course. But only half so. Part of me wants to shoot at the target, but part of me wants to take this fucking carrier out. I think we have to take out the carrier now because it lets us use the small laser, and we can't full alpha if we're not firing the small laser, so... Boom.
It's go time.
It is. It is go time. 4 salvageable parts on that too, so... I mean, I wouldn't turn my nose up at an LRM carrier that's firing 40 rounds a turn. That we could absolutely use one of those. But then again, we'll have to see,
Minimal damage.
well, we'll have to see what else we have in potential salvage. Oh no, you're right, yeah, it's... I mean, the alpha potential alone makes it very enticing.
Good to go.
And I said I was gonna make Wolfbanes come down here and fire at some dudes, and then I, like, moved him away last turn.
Full speed.
Because as it turns out, I'm kind of an idiot. And I want to shoot at this very badly, but I'm also deathly afraid that I'm gonna hit the Centurion in the back and end up killing it. And I really don't want to pay to fucking fix this Centurion again, so... As much as I want to, you know what, let's see what kind of accuracy we get with Precision Strike. It's... I mean, the chance is still there. Who am I kidding? Hit all the buttons. almost got the knockdown and destroyed the other MRM-20, so... Yeah, this dude is done. This dude is basically done. I can't get behind you, but I can get a side shot on the same side that we just destroyed the torso on. So yeah, give him the business. And there's the engine crit. See, I make the joke. I make the joke often about the Galleon being a tickle factory, because all it has is 1 medium laser and 2 smalls. But that situation right there, where we get the engine crit and take out a mech with it, is something that has happened many, many times this campaign. That Galleon has been a workhorse. Normally you just use him as a scout, but our Galleon has been putting in the work. And I think that's it. That is all the enemies off the field except for the target. So we are now going to focus this dude down hard. And I would like to get some salvage off of this guy if we can, but I'm not going to prioritize it. Uh-oh. Look what time it is. Look what time it is. Can I turn on the mediums? I can turn on the mediums without overheating. Well. I mean...
Roger that.
Of course, we're gonna kick him in the dick and fire all the lasers. Push all the buttons. Yeah? Oh shit! Stu! Stu! Thank you for the prime. And if you didn't already know, I'm sure you do, I salute you for your brave sacrifice. Yeah, greetings from the memorial wall, but you know what?
Awaiting orders.
You went down in style. I can't fault you for that.
Confirmed.
Alright, let's see. Can we get some crits? Can we get some machine gun crits with the APC? That would just be icing on the cake at this point. We're not in range of the machine guns. Damn it.
I'm on him.
Yeah, the fun starter now goes by the Disco Inferno, and Erst is now the official pilot, so he's been doing alright. Yeah, I would like to get him to eject, but that's gonna be tough.
Yes, Commander.
I'm not saying I'm not gonna try. As a matter of fact, we can improve our chances by doing something like this. I'll use the Treb to sensor lock, remove his evasion, and then I will use our pilots that have better accuracy and see if we can start making some called shots. Do I not have called? Oh no, I don't. Well, poop. That's okay. Take the shot regardless. Oh right, we don't have any slug ammunition, it's only cluster. Yuck.
Roger that.
We might get lucky.
Scored a critical hit.
Well. Somebody's knocking at the door, chat, so, if they don't go away, I may have to go down and deal with that.
Commander.
I'm not expecting visitors. Let's give him the AC-20. And we destroyed the right torso.
Let's make it happen.
That's gonna be one part that we lost on the salvage, but we do still have one part in the cargo hold already. I would love to surround it in melee. The only problem with that is, we don't have that many mechs that are close enough to do that.
Come on, people, let's make it happen.
Orders.
No jump jets on this thing. He might be able to run down there. I mean, I wouldn't be against the idea of sending Wolf down here to just punch the crap out of this dude. We'll see if we can do it. We'll see if we can make it happen. Well, whoever it is now knocking on the neighbor's door, so I guess it's a solicitor of some kind. We can't melee with a galleon, but what we can do is hit him with the laser targeting to make it that much easier to hit them. Let's see. Here's Erst again, which, of course, we will do exactly what we did last time. Give him the business.
Locked on for physical attack.
With the kick. And now the laser... Oh, well, there you go.
It's go time.
Yeet seat, indeed. I wasn't paying attention, chat. How many salvage parts? Was it 3?
Mission successful.
That was a successful mission. Well done. Well done. You love to see it. Nice. 3 parts. Alright, well that might be what we needed then. So let's see. Cannot wait to get to the salvage screen. So yeah, we got all of our secondary objectives, which means that we increased our payout quite a bit. I think we almost doubled our payout on this one, which is great. Nobody died. Nobody got injured. We did take some damage on the mechs, but that's okay. Mechs can be fixed. And here is our salvage. I mean, we got 3 picks plus another 10 random parts. We could grab all 3 grasshoppers. And, because we have 1 grasshopper part in storage already. It's the 5J, but it should be compatible with the other parts that we have here. But I always want to check before we take stuff. I want to make sure that we're not leaving any, like, super good stuff behind. It doesn't really look like it. I mean, there's some things that I would like to take here in the equipment, but nothing that I'm so attached to that I would be willing to give up the grasshopper for. Like, if that LBX... Oh... Hold on, though. Yeah. I mean, now I'm kind of torn, because I really want a grasshopper. Well, I don't really want a grasshopper, I just really want a heavy mech. But an LBX-20, though... Then again, the LBX-20 may not be a good get, and let me explain why. Because if I take the LBX-20, I don't have any ammo for it currently, which means I then have to either waste another pick to guarantee that we get ammo for it, or we have to hope we get lucky and get the ammo. Whereas with the grasshopper, if I take all 3 parts, I know we're getting a grasshopper. Well, we're not on the ass into space anymore, Karos. We have actually, last stream, we moved inner systems. So we took a trip to Outreach, and we are now in the core systems at this point. So thankfully, we're not having to deal with the terrible selection in the periphery shops. Holy shit, I said the word correctly. I can never say that word. Yeah, I think the grasshopper is the pick. I mean, ultimately, if we can get a heavy mech on the field, that gives us more tactical options, and that's always going to be a good thing. Whereas the LBX-20 is a super powerful weapon, but it is kind of limited in its application. The grasshopper gives us more immediate flexibility, whereas the LBX-20 just gives us raw damage. Yeah, exactly. I have no problem pronouncing it when I'm not thinking about it. So yeah, I think we take the mech because the mech is going to be more valuable to us in the long term. And we might get lucky, who knows? We still got 10 more picks coming randomly. We might still get lucky. Yeah, it was a 300 something core. I don't know if it was a 350. Oh no, it was a 385. So again, we could potentially get lucky. You never know. But we're gonna roll the dice and see what happens. Alright, what do we get? We did not get the LBX. Damn it. But we did get some ammo for it. We also get some precision, AC5 ammo, and an ERPPC. And ERPPC isn't bad either. Yeah, the 385 was definitely the Thanatos. Which, I wouldn't have minded taking the Thanatos parts either, but I would rather take the parts for the Grasshopper because we know we can put that together. I would rather take parts that I know we can turn into a mech right now than take parts that we might maybe be able to use sometime down the road. Yeah, I'll have to look and see. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter because the way BTA handles the salvage, like, you have to have at least 2 parts to build any given variant. And I think that's just going to be the J, or whichever variant it is that we just picked up.